Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm at one of my very special undisclosed locations because we have a very good reason. This is the first time we're featuring this 2020 Infiniti QX50. The great news is it's the autograph trim, which is the top trim with all-wheel drive. But before we get into this QX50, let's talk a little history about Infiniti. Infiniti is that premium brand of Nissan, been around since 1989. Now this particular vehicle is considered a compact crossover SUV. So some of the big names that it's going up against would be the Audi Q5, the BMW X3, and of course the likings from Mercedes-Benz. Now with this particular Infiniti, they're trying to bring that extra special touch, not only when it comes to styling, but also when it comes to overall luxurious interiors and driving experience. Let's go ahead, let's dive into this QX50 and see, should it be the king of all compact crossover SUVs, especially the luxury ones. Right off the bat, I'm actually really digging the styling with this QX50. Very angular headlight design. You can see we got full LED daytime running lamps and headlights and turn signals all built into one housing with just a little bit of chrome trim that works very well, especially when I show off the grille. We drop down, you do have a functional side air vent here and LED fog lamps down below. And I'm really digging the design element. The way they do their exteriors at Infiniti, whether it's this QX50 or the Q60 or many of the other ones, they really do a great job with bringing some artistic flow into them. Coming into the grille is one of my favorite things at the front end of the business on this QX60. I love the wave design, this ocean wave design of the grille. It's a gunmetal gray. You have your Infiniti badge smack dab in the center, forward-facing camera, really nice chrome trim around the grille. And I really like the angles and the way everything just fits together so nicely and very aggressive for a compact crossover SUV. You drop down, we have more of that wave design lower grille, and then you'll notice that this lower lip extension, flat black, extends out. It actually extends out about 1.5 inches from the rest of the fascia, which gives it a very nice look, very distinctive. You cannot confuse this with any other compact SUV out there. Now when we get up onto the hood, you have a slight rise in the center, fades away, and then I like the nice rounded off raised portions of the hood. Really gives it such a nice shape. I want to just take my hand and just rub it all over the exterior of this hood. That's how good it looks. Now when we come around the bend, what are we working with? We do have a little bit of flat black, follows around the lower portion of the front fascia, around the fender treatment. We have these gunmetal gray 20-inch wheels. So you're gonna get nice large size in diameter, really like the look, and I think the dark color goes very well with what we're working with the actual color of this particular QX60. But you got your Infiniti badge, and you can see just the design, that there's so much thought that goes into their exterior design. That's one of the reasons why I like the Infiniti brand. Now, going into the fender, you have just a little bit of chrome trim, which I think kind of balances it out. Without that, it would look a little bland, and they didn't make it look like a fake vent or anything. It's just a nice piece of some chrome trim and a little bit of flat black. Other than that, super clean. You're gonna have, of course, color match mirror caps, large turn signals built into those mirror caps, nice brushed aluminum trim along the top and the bottom of the window frames. You have these low level roof rails that are also that brushed aluminum, little bit of gloss. What I do like is the way they took the chrome, little chrome touches from the grille to that side piece to over here on the door handles, very nice. And then that flat black side sill extension just helps with the overall aggressive styling of this QX50. Now, you can see height-wise, I'm 6 feet tall, so if you were to get some roof rails, some crossbars for the roof rails, that is gonna allow you to be able to, put a kayak on top or a mountain bike very, very easily. We come to the rear. One of my favorite parts of the styling is I really love what they did with the rear quarter window. Very different, very stylish, this beautiful trim, the way it flares out gives it just a nice balance of color, silver surface, and glass. And then when we get to the rear, same story. I like the way they have a nice low roof spoiler It's got a little bit of a raised peak on each side and kind of drops down. I wish they would have taken this windshield wiper and kind of tucked it into the roof spoiler. So I'm gonna zonk that. I think it would really clean up the back, but the chrome trim and the way that it integrates nicely into the full LED taillights, very nicely done. We dropped down. Look at how they even took the DOT required reflectors and integrated it into that rear bumper area where it's kind of flared out. Nicely done. Clean QX50 badging. You have functional actual exhaust on both sides, which is great. Those are the trim rings, and you have exhaust located behind those trim rings. Of course, we got all-wheel drive, that Infiniti badge, and just a little bit of silver on the bottom really makes it pop. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this QX50. All right, guys, we got the hood open. You do have two hydraulic hood struts to hold the hood up. Underneath that hood, a little bit of a change for this generation of the QX50. So what you're looking at is that 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. This one has the variable compression turbo. So they call it the VC turbo for short. 268 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. It's all going to be mated to a CVT transmission, and this particular QX50 is optioned with what Infiniti calls their intelligent all-wheel drive system. The vehicle weighs in around 3,957 pounds, 0 to 60 in a very quick 6.4 seconds. MPGs 22 in the city and 28 on the highway. If you know your cars from the different brands, you would know that obviously Nissan, being the parent brand of Infiniti, has the Altima with that VC turbo. Same exact engine setup in this crossover SUV. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what Infiniti's bringing on the luxury side of things. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Infiniti QX50 Autograph Edition all-wheel drive. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I'm liking the look on the outside of this vehicle. I like the power I'm getting underneath the hood. How much is it? MSRP, this one has pretty much got it all, is right at around $60,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, door panels, if you love color, they really brought it tenfold. You have the nice chocolate brown leather up top. The stitching, that contrast stitching is beautiful. Then you have navy blue Alcantara. Nice quality materials. I love the white wood finish, the silver trim, and then you have the cream color leather on the armrest, the back portion of the door. This one has the optional Bose sound system, and then a very large pocket down there for a few burritos from Chipotle with extra guac and a bottle of water to wash it all down. Now, when you come to the interior, I like all the room I have. You have a lot of space because the dash is very far forward. They take that same color theme, the chocolate brown, the stitch work, the blue Alcantara, that white wood finish, the silver, and then this cream color is really, really soft. We get to the infotainment side of things. Two screens are hard to get to work really well, and they did a great job. So you have your 8-inch infotainment system screen up here. This is for your navigation. You work your way down. You then have your 7-inch screen for everything else. Now let me show you how this works. We have navigation up. I'm gonna go ahead, throw it into reverse for you. There we are out back. You have your trajectory. We have our 360-degree camera. I'm gonna put it back into park, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit the actual camera button to make it go out front. Boom. So now we're looking out front. You got still that great trajectory. We want to look on the side. Check out the side of things. There we are on the passenger side. We go back to the rear, and then we're back to navigation. Easy to navigate through. Here's our 7-inch touchscreen. We can hit it home real easily. Let me hit yes. We go back here, go back to menu. You got your climate controls. You could adjust your AC right off the screen. You got a heated steering wheel, which is a nice touch. If you want, they also give you full controls for the AC's system on the side. You have heated seats and ventilated seats. Your passenger works there's over on that side. Your radio controls, slim and trim. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto are standard. Love the tasteful cover here. Slides open. Look at this. You got 2 cup holders, a 12-volt, and 2 USBs, plus a nice pocket in there for a bunch of Jolly Ranchers. Get blue ones to match the beautiful blue on this QX60. Key fob. Here is your Infiniti key fob. It's tasteful. It's slim. It's got all the buttons. You got your remote start, lock, unlock. You can pop the hatch, and you got that panic mode when you're freaking out. You have your direct drive knob. watch this on the screen. So I could actually, here we are in our undisclosed location. Let's go ahead and see everybody. I could show everybody. Look at that. There we all are on planet Earth. And now we're gonna zoom back in. Very, very smooth, very crisp, very fast functioning. This little guy right here with the brown chocolate leather, this is gonna be controlling that CVT transmission. You do have a toggle switch, a D mode toggle switch. That's for the different drive modes. And what you're gonna have is personal, sport, standard, and eco. Now, when you put them into those different modes, it adjusts how the transmission and the engine behave with one another. Love how they take, look at how they took the navy blue Alcantara all the way in, really has a nice flow. Hit the button, open it up, check that out. You could easily drop a brand new box of Twinkies in there. You got your felt lining so your Twinkies aren't gonna get scratched, and you have another USB. Very well done. Seats, exquisite. Two-tone with the chocolate brown, the cream color, the stitch work. Like I said, ventilated, heated, 10-way adjustable for both the passenger and the driver. I'm 6 feet tall, I got plenty of headroom in here, and that's with this massive panoramic sunroof. Everybody's getting some vitamin D. You got the chocolate brown Alcantara headliner. Feels like a chocolate lab when you pet it. My only zonk is gonna be this mirror. It's not that frameless auto dimming mirror. That would have been a nice extra touch, but overall, very, very impressed with how Infiniti has organized the two screen setup. Why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this QX50. All right, guys, we're on the business end of this QX50. I love the way you have two memory settings for the driver's seat. You got that 16 speaker Bose sound system. Seat controls, real easy to get to. You got the Infiniti badge that lights up to welcome you each and every time. That chocolate brown leather, very nice thickness. I love the crisscross contrast stitching, the silver trim, flat black on the buttons. You do have paddles, they are plastic on the back of the steering wheel. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, this is CVT, there's no gears. You're gonna shift through simulated gears using the paddles up and down. The dash, very clean. You're gonna have an analog tach, analog speedometer. You have that digital display in the center, which I could toggle through a plethora of different things. You also have, with your Infiniti, you get their coveted Pro Pilot Assist, and the steering wheel is tilting and telescoping all through electric controls. So that's a very nice feature. The final part of the puzzle is you do have a head-up display as well. It gives you your posted speed limit, what your speed is, and also your lane keep assist, which is really nice. It doesn't alert you with a loud alarm. It just vibrates the steering wheel nicely. But like I said, seats are comfy, plenty of room. Let's check out the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna like this QX50. All right, guys, back seat time. The one thing you're gonna notice right off the bat is the nice large opening when you come in and out of the door. On both doors, you get those nice sunshades that just slide up and you could hook them in and drop them back down. Even with the panoramic sunroof, plenty of headroom. Love the two-tone interior. You got nice pockets here. You could put your abacus, you could put a back scratcher. Maybe you want to stare at yourself all day, you could put a mirror back there. Two AC vents with some nice trim. You got your controls down here for the temperature, 12 volt, and a USB. So that's nice that they got you covered with connectivity. And the great news is that guess what? The seats slide and they also recline. So that's a very nice touch, especially when you're on those longer trips. Armrest, of course we have an armrest. Look at that, nice and soft. Two cup holders and a Twizzler holder. So Infiniti knows how you like to live. Put that back. Let's check out the cargo space and see how much room you have in this compact SUV. All right, guys, time to check out the most important part of any SUV, that cargo area. Real simple, you hit the button, electric assist, it opens up at a nice rate of speed, and then check out that room. With the seats up, if you like hard numbers, here's some hard numbers to go with what you're seeing on your screen. 31 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold the seats down, you're looking at 65 cubic feet of space. What I like is that you have a nice 12 volt socket here. Next time you go tailgating, you go to the beach, you go camping. Another thing, look how tall this is. Nice size opening, and then to get those seats to fold down, you don't have to go to the passenger doors. You have handles right here, conveniently placed. You pull them, and they fold down. Pull, fold down. Now you're ready to rock and roll. And then on top of that, if you need more space, say you need some space to hide those Twinkies and snacks from your family, you could put that right here. Have everything nicely placed, put your Snickers over here, some Twinkie boxes, and you're not gonna get hangry on your next trip. Push the button, she drops down. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this QX50 for a spin. We're in the 2020 QX50, leaving our undisclosed location. Right away, what I love is, first of all, the comfort of the seats. Not only do they look good, but they function perfectly. And sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes something could really look really good, but then it's like sitting on a wooden bench. These seats really support your body nicely. I love the head-up display, really clear, and it's at a very low place on the windshield to where it's there, but it's not like right in your face. Seeing the curves of the hood really has a great shape and gives you good reference points, especially when you're parking the QX50 in tighter places. Chocolate brown, nice color. All the different areas that you're looking, you're really seeing the fit and finish on the materials is very high end. The thing that's really kind of holding me back a little bit with making it a perfect driving experience is the CVT. I wish that they would actually use the transmission that's in the QX80 and put it into this QX50. I think that that would just make the overall driving experience that much nicer, but you're definitely not wanting for power. You with that turbocharged engine, you definitely have enough go to make you happy when you do step on the throttle. All right, guys, little acceleration test. I have it in sport mode, on throttle. So you can hear those simulated gears. And you do get up to a speed very, very quickly. And I think, like I said, for the overall weight and everything of this vehicle, it makes sense what the 0 to 60 times are. The all-wheel drive system, that intelligent all-wheel drive system, is making sure that you stay planted. And I'm really digging the feedback that I'm getting to the steering wheel, especially when you go through those left and right turns and whatnot. Really helps overall with controllability. All right, guys, pulling away from this light. Nice throttle response. Getting on throttle. Here we go. All-wheel drive keeps you planted. Very sporty sound coming into the cabin for sure as we're going down the road. And really just super smooth in here. Let me go ahead and get back on throttle. On the brakes. I'm going to change lanes real quick here. And go into this right-hand turn. And that all-wheel drive just keeps you planted. Do another acceleration test on throttle. VC turbo, variable compression turbo, doing its thing. All-wheel drive, keeping you planted. Like I was saying, I like the feedback I'm getting to the steering wheel. Holds the line very, very nicely. Super smooth. Wind noise is very, very low. Visibility out the back window is super clear. Side mirrors are awesome. I actually like the proportions of this SUV. I think that it's well balanced, and definitely from a looks perspective, at least through my eyes, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I really think that it has a nice look, a nice shape to it for an SUV. Into this right-hand turn, visibility is great. Back on throttle, and you can hear the simulated gears. Nice sound. I'm liking the sound that's coming into the cabin. Nothing too obnoxious, but definitely feels sporty, that's for sure. But let's see how she brakes and handles into this right-hand bend. So on the brakes feel great. Very nicely done. On throttle, and then you're off and running. I'd be very curious to see how this car, this SUV, drives with, like I said, a traditional automatic, like a 7-speed, 8-speed, 9-speed. Even take the 9-speed from the Nissan Titan, the new Nissan Titan, and put it in here. I think that would really be great. As you can see, here in Florida, we do have some very interesting driving taking place. Never a dull moment on Rady's Rides, but the good news is I have a great view, a vantage point of all the action in front of me. The seats are great. As you can see, visibility out the windshield is great, like I pointed out. The more I'm looking at it, the more I've been using this vehicle, I'm actually liking the dual screen setup. having the navigation here makes sense because that's where you're gonna look real quickly. Everything else you could get through the separate 7-inch screen down below. The gloss black is not causing any glare whatsoever, and that blue Alcantara material really elevates the overall feel, fit, and finish inside this QX50. All right, guys, I want to get out on the highway, see how this QX50 drives, because I really think that if you own one of these, you're obviously going to be using it to take the family on some trips and whatnot, but getting up to speed, not an issue with that turbocharged engine. Super smooth, and I'm telling you, the sound deadening and the thickness of glass in this vehicle really cuts down on wind noise. And super smooth. I really just think that I could drive hundreds and hundreds of miles in this thing and feel fresh as a daisy every single time, especially with the ventilated seats. I'm telling you, in Florida, ventilated seats go a very long way. So I'm thankful for Infiniti putting them in. Are there some things that I would like to see change? Sure. I think at this price point, I would love to see a full 12-inch TFT display for my gauges. Have my navigation in there. That would really clean things up, I think. I would like to see a little bit better quality camera, especially on the backup camera and the forward-facing camera, a little bit clearer image. But other than that, I'm really digging the materials and the overall comfort in this QX50. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel about what this vehicle is all about. We're gonna wrap this up and get back to our undisclosed location, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day with this Infiniti QX50. I definitely gotta thank everybody over at Infiniti USA for allowing Rady's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. It really shows that Infiniti is still very capable of bringing some nice exterior design and definitely touches to the interior to go up against those big German brands from Mercedes, Audi, and of course BMW. But if it's vehicles like these that you want to keep seeing on the channel, these compact luxury crossover SUVs, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, helping me capture this crossover for you. We were almost attacked by ducks, but thankfully Tom scared him off with his muscles. So thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.